I am coming to you today to give you your first quarter update of 2024 and also talk to you a little bit about the NAR settlement, which I'm sure all of you are pretty well aware of, and how that is going to affect things, all things real estate moving forward. What's happening, everyone? It's Jeffrey here with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Colorado Properties and Mountain Luxury Group, and hello, Cordillera. I am coming to you today to give you your first quarter update of 2024 and also talk to you a little bit about the NAR settlement, which I'm sure all of you are pretty well aware of, and how that is going to affect things, all things real estate moving forward. I don't have too much of a big update as far as first quarter. We have had 2 sales that have successfully closed from the 1st of January through today. The one was going to be a home up in the Summit, 940 Summit Trail, that closed at $5 million, a very significant sale. Another one was a club cottage that also made it to the closing table. We do have a number of homes that are still under contract. There are 4 pending right now. And one of those is actually a $9 million home out on Saddle Ridge in the Ranch. And one of the cool predictions that I made early on in January with my piece that I sent to you guys is that I was expecting that we were going to see our first home close above $1,000 a square foot. And this baby out on Saddle Ridge Loop is certainly going to do that. Right now it's listed at $9 million, and that is $1,222 a square foot. So I expect that we are going to see that threshold of $1,000 busted wide open. And then all new construction moving forward, I think we are going to see those type of numbers. One of the things that I think should be known is that prices are still continuing to appreciate. We are not seeing properties that are falling in price. We are seeing negotiations going on throughout our valley and also, of course, in Cordillera. Things like the $5 million home that closed in the Summit was listed at $5,250,000, for instance. So they came off their price a bit there. And we are going to continue to see great transactions. We are going to continue to see the appreciation occur in the Cordillera community because of lack of inventory. And with the interest rates that are definitely planning to go down this year in 3 stages from what everybody is saying with the Fed, I think that we are going to continue to see prices hold and go up because of the fact that we still have the low inventory, and there are going to be more people who are coming off the fence and ready to buy in Cordillera. That is my cool little update on first quarter 2024. Now let's get into the NAR settlement. The NAR settlement is obviously the biggest news. I'm sure all of you understand what is going on. So I'm sure everybody knows that the NAR has come to an agreement paying out 418 million buckaroos because they have said that the brokerages under the NAR, under the National Association of Realtors, have been artificially inflating commission prices here for decades and decades. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's true. I think that it has always been a negotiated item. I also think that in negotiating listing prices, the seller has always been aware that half of the commission goes to the listing side and half of it goes to the buyer's agent's side. And it has always been a negotiated item, everybody. I've taken listings at 6%. I've taken them at 5%. I've also done a variable rate where I've agreed with the seller that if I bring the buyer to the transaction and it successfully closes, that it is even lower than 5%. Going forward, just know that I'm not certain that there are going to be a lot of changes as far as compensation goes. I think it's smart that a listing broker educate the seller on all the reasons why it is important to keep a buyer's agent paid for. And it's almost like an investment that the seller is making when they are paying the other side of the commission that we have done since the 1940s. The one great thing that is going to come out of this is the fact that there is going to be complete transparency. There is going to be clear cooperation moving forward. And why I say that is because buyer's agents are now going to be required to have a buyer sign a buyer agency agreement ahead of time. And that will negotiate the fee that is paid to the buyer's broker. And whether that says in the agreement that the buyer's broker is going to make every attempt to have the seller make a concession back in a seller's concession to the buyer's agent, or that the buyer is going to pay a certain fee, whether it is a percentage or a flat fee or a portion, and then the other half is going to come from, or a part of it is going to come from the listing side. There are going to be lots and lots of ways to skin the cat. But what is most important here, everybody, is that I think that we are going to see all of the dead weight of the buyer's brokers who are not competent, that are not providing value, that are not communicating correctly with their buyers. They're going to all go away. And what's going to be left are all the great brokers. All the ones who write awesome contracts, who communicate effectively, and who ultimately give you, the seller, the best chance at getting the highest net return on your real estate investment. And I think that is what is going to be very most important for you all to understand, is that, yes, the rules are changing. Yes, we can't put a commission for the buyer's agent into the MLS anymore. That's okay. I think that's great. That shows that we're negotiating our own terms for the listing, and the buyer is negotiating their own terms with the buyer and how they are going to be paid. And at the end of the day, though, it's still going to work the same exact way. We don't want an attorney writing the contract for the buyer, because they're not going to do things like the walkthrough, making sure that all of the items that are in an inspection resolution are taken care of. They are not going to be the hands-on broker that we get when we have a great buyer's broker. So that's my 2 cents on that. I'm trying to say it as cool as I can. And look, I got tons to say on it. I don't want to have a 20-minute video about this, though. I just want everybody to know that there are a lot of different ways to build in a commission, a fee, a way to get the buyer's agent fee paid for as well. Think about it if you're the buyer and you're having to reach into your pocket for a buyer agent's commission. It's always been done with the seller having a line item in the price of the home that basically will be going back into the buyer, that the buyer is paying for, that the buyer is financing or paying cash for at the end of the day, to achieve that goal of getting some money into the buyer agent's pocket, so they can then move forward to the closing table and everyone gets paid for their services. So there's my 2 cents on it. I hope you like what you heard. If you want, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you more about your real estate, what your goals are, more about what this upcoming settlement looks like. And they're talking about like a mid-July of when this is going to all take place. And who knows, maybe it's going to be later. It may be earlier too. So my name is Jeffrey Clunan, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Colorado Properties, and Mountain Luxury Group. And I'd love to help you guys out and achieve your goals. Hope you're having a great day, and hope you had a wonderful Easter. I'm going to try to make a couple more turns on the mountain before I break out all the summer gear. So have a great day, everyone, and thank you very much for listening. Bye now.